The night Florida froze. Kodak Black walked into Tampa like it was supposed to be a victory lap. But by the end of the night, flashing police lights had replaced the stage lights. Fans were running for safety, and the internet was asking one terrifying question. How did Kodak end up injured at his own concert? This was not supposed to be another chaotic headline. This was supposed to be Florida celebrating one of its own. Kodak had lined up 2 huge Halloween weekend arena shows, starting October 31 at Tampa's Yuengling Center, then moving the next night to Fort Lauderdale. The theme was big, the crowd was massive, and the energy felt like a homecoming. For a kid who came out of Golden Acres and turned pain into platinum records, standing in front of thousands in his own state meant something deeper than another booking. The lineup was stacked with names like Skrilla, Real Boston Richie, Hot Boy, and BLP Kosher. Fans came from Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale, and everywhere in between. The parking lots filled early. People showed up in Halloween costumes, phones ready, expecting a wild but legendary night. Inside the arena, the crowd was already loud before Kodak even stepped out. When the lights dropped and the bass hit, Tampa erupted. Kodak ran through songs that had followed fans through different stages of their lives. Roll in Peace, ZZ, Transportin', Skirt, and more. For a moment, it looked like the night was exactly what it was meant to be, a Florida superstar standing on top of his story. But then the energy changed. Fast. What started as celebration turned into confusion. People heard what sounded like gunfire. Panic spread through the arena. Fans rushed toward exits. Security moved quickly. Tampa police responded. And suddenly, Kodak Black's big homecoming was no longer just a concert story. It was another chapter in a long, complicated pattern where success, danger, fame, and street history keep crashing into the same room. If you're watching from Florida, Atlanta, New York, California, or anywhere around the world, drop your city in the comments. If you think Kodak was just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, press 1. If you think this was connected to a deeper pattern around him, press 2. And make sure you subscribe, because this story gets darker the deeper you look. A comeback, wrapped in chaos. Before Tampa turned into a police scene, Kodak Black was trying to sell the world on a new era. His album, Just Getting Started, had just dropped, and the message around it was clear: growth, freedom, second chances, and moving forward. Kodak was not presenting himself like an artist stuck in the same cycle. He was presenting himself like somebody who survived the storm and was ready to build something bigger. That is why the timing of the Tampa incident hit so hard. The title, Just Getting Started, sounded like a promise. The concerts were supposed to be the public celebration of that promise. 2 arena nights in Florida, packed with fans, built around Halloween energy and hometown loyalty. It was not just about music. It was about showing that Kodak could still command a major stage, still move a crowd, and still be one of the most important voices out of Florida rap. But Kodak's story has never been clean. Every time he gets close to a fresh start, the past seems to reach forward and grab him again. He has lived out legal issues, public controversies, arrests, online arguments, and dangerous incidents under a microscope. Fans do not just listen to Kodak. They watch him like a real-time drama series, because nobody knows if the next episode will be a hit record, a viral moment, or breaking news. That is what made Tampa feel bigger than one night. On paper, it was an arena concert. In reality, it became a symbol. Kodak wanted the world to see growth. Instead, people saw fear, police response, and another headline connecting his name to violence. The most confusing part was how fast everything flipped. 1 minute, fans were recording Kodak performing. The next, clips began spreading of people moving in panic, trying to understand what had happened. Some people online immediately blamed the environment. Others blamed security. Some asked if Kodak was targeted. Some believed it was random chaos that just happened too close to him. But the truth was more uncomfortable. Whether Kodak caused it or not, danger keeps finding its way into his story. And when danger keeps showing up around one artist, the industry starts asking questions that fans do not always want to hear. The arena was supposed to be safe. The Yuengling Center was not some hidden backroom party or a reckless underground event. It was a major arena with professional security, entry protocols, staff, cameras, and thousands of people moving through an organized system. That is what made the incident even more disturbing. Fans were not expecting chaos because they believed the venue itself created a wall between the streets and the stage. Arena shows are built on control. You have ticket scans, metal detectors, bag checks, barricades, security teams, ushers, police coordination, emergency exits. and crowd management plan. Everything is designed to make people feel safe enough to scream, dance, record, and forget about real life for a few hours. That is the promise of a concert. Outside problems stay outside. But Tampa proved how fragile that promise can be. When the sound of gunfire spread through the crowd, people did not stop to ask questions. They reacted. That is what fear does in a packed venue. It moves faster than information. Fans pushed toward exits. Friends got separated. People who came to celebrate suddenly had to think about survival. The Halloween costumes made the scene feel almost unreal. A night designed for entertainment turning into something people would replay in their minds long after they got home. For Kodak, the optics were brutal. He had just been standing on stage as the center of the entire event. His name was on the bill. His fans were in the building. His music was the reason thousands gathered. So even if he was not responsible for what happened, the incident became attached to him immediately. That is how fame works. When something goes wrong at your show, the public does not first think about the venue, the crowd, the security company, or the promoter. They think about the artist. The headline becomes your name, your concert, your chaos. And for Kodak, that headline did not exist in isolation. It landed on top of years of complicated stories, close calls, legal trouble, public concern, and violent moments around him. Tampa did not create the narrative. It strengthened a narrative that was already waiting. Why fans immediately thought about the past. The reason Tampa went viral so quickly was not only because Kodak Black was injured, it was because fans instantly connected it to everything they already knew about him. Kodak has always been more than a rapper to his audience. He is a character in a public survival story, talented, unpredictable, vulnerable, defiant, and constantly surrounded by pressure. His fans have watched him rise from Florida neighborhoods to national fame. They have watched him make hit records, build a loyal fan base, get major industry support, face serious legal issues, return home, release new music, and keep pushing. But they have also watched danger appear around him again and again. That is why the internet reaction was so intense. People were not just saying, something happened at a concert. They were saying, again. That one word carries the whole weight of Kodak's public image. Again means people feel like they have seen this pattern before. Again means fans are scared that every comeback might come with another crisis. Again means even a successful night can feel unstable. Kodak's music has always carried the sound of survival. He raps like somebody who is not inventing pain for entertainment. He sounds like somebody who has lived through betrayal, poverty, anger, paranoia, loyalty, mistakes, and consequences. That authenticity is why people believe him. It is also why his real life can feel too close to the world in his songs. The industry loves artists who can sell danger as a story, but it gets nervous when danger keeps showing up in real life. That is the contradiction Kodak lives inside. His credibility makes him powerful. His environment makes him vulnerable. His fans love him because he feels real, but that same realness keeps pulling him into situations that threaten everything he built. So when Tampa happened, people were not just watching a news clip. They were watching a question return. Can Kodak ever fully step into a peaceful chapter? Or is the chaos too attached to the life that made him who he is? The internet turned into a courtroom. As soon as clips from Tampa started spreading, social media did what it always does. It turned confusion into judgment before the full story was clear. Some people defended Kodak immediately, saying he was a victim of a dangerous situation and should not be blamed for what happened around him. Others argued that when the same type of chaos keeps appearing near the same person, people have a right to question the pattern. That is where the conversation got heated. One side saw Kodak as an artist trying to perform for his fans, only to be caught in a frightening situation. To them, blaming him felt unfair. He did not tell anyone to cause panic. He did not ask for police lights outside his show. He was there to work, to entertain, and to continue his album rollout. From that view, Tampa was another example of how dangerous public life can be for rappers, especially those with deep roots in real street environments. The other side saw something different. They saw an artist whose name has been surrounded by chaos too many times for people to keep calling it coincident. They argued that fame does not erase the consequences of old connections, unresolved tension, or dangerous circles. To them, Tampa was not random. It was a warning sign. The truth may sit somewhere in the middle. Kodak can be a victim of a situation and still be connected to a larger pattern. He can deserve sympathy and still need to make serious changes. He can be talented, influential, and loved while also carrying risks that affect fans, venues, promoters, and everyone around him. That is what makes the story complicated. It is not a simple hero-villain situation. It is a messy collision of celebrity, street reputation, public safety, and personal history. And while fans debated online, another group was paying close attention to the business side of the music industry. Because viral clips fade, but security reports, insurance concerns, promoter doubts, and venue conversations can follow an artist much longer than a trending hashtag. The business side gets nervous. Fans look at Tampa emotionally. Promoters look at it financially. That difference matters. When an arena incident happens, people behind the scenes do not just ask, "Is the artist okay?" They ask, "Can we safely book this artist again? How much security will be needed? Will insurance cost more? Could the venue face liability? Will families feel safe buying tickets?" Those questions can quietly shape a career. Kodak Black still has a massive fan base. He can move tickets. He can create viral attention. He can bring out crowds that many artists would dream of having. But in live entertainment, popularity is not the only thing that matters. Risk matters too. A sold-out room is only valuable if the event can happen without chaos damaging the venue's reputation or putting people in fear. That is the danger Tampa creates for Kodak beyond the injury itself. If venues start viewing his shows as high-risk events, everything becomes harder. Security budgets rise. Promoters hesitate. Insurance companies ask tougher questions. Some buildings may decide the reward is not worth the possible fallout. And that can limit an artist even if the fans still want to show up. This is not unique to Kodak. Hip-hop has seen this tension for years. Artists who come from real street backgrounds often bring unmatched authenticity, but the industry wants that authenticity packaged safely. Labels want the story, the pain, the credibility, the edge, but they do not want the real-world problems that can come with it. They want the music to feel dangerous, but the business to feel controlled. Kodak has never fit neatly into that box. He is not an artist who completely separated from the world he came from. His public life still feels connected to Florida, to old loyalties, to unpredictable energy, and to a community that shaped him before the industry ever arrived. That connection is part of why fans love him. But after Tampa, it may also be the part that makes powerful people in the business nervous. Because when the past keeps showing up at the venue door, the future gets harder to plan. Kodak's image is both power and problem. Kodak Black's image has always been built on contradiction. He can sound wounded and reckless in the same breath. He can make music that feels emotional, funny, aggressive, spiritual, and chaotic all at once. He is not polished in the way the industry usually prefers. He is raw, unpredictable, and often impossible to separate from the environment that produced him. That is why his fans feel connected to him. Kodak does not come across like a character created in a marketing office. He feels like somebody who made it out but still carries the neighborhood in his voice, posture, humor, and pain. He represents survival without pretending survival made everything clean. But that same image becomes dangerous when real incidents happen around him. Every time a headline connects Kodak to police response, injury, legal drama, or violence, the public adds it to a mental file. Over time, that file becomes bigger than any single event. People stop asking what happened this time and start asking why it keeps happening at all. That is the image problem Tampa creates. Kodak wants to be seen as an artist evolving. His album messaging pointed toward growth. The concert was meant to show scale, success, and control. But the incident pulled the conversation back into old territory: chaos, danger, and concern. Instead of discussing the music, fans were discussing safety. Instead of celebrating the homecoming, people were asking whether Kodak can ever escape the storm around him. This is where reputation becomes a trap. If people already expect chaos from you, then even moments where you are the one hurt can still reinforce the same image. That is unfair in some ways, but it is real. Public perception does not always wait for nuance. Kodak's challenge is not just making hits. He has already proven he can do that. His challenge is convincing people that his success does not have to come with fear attached to it. Tampa made that challenge harder. The fans are tired of being scared. Under all the memes, debates, and viral clips, there was something more serious happening among Kodak's fans: exhaustion. People who love his music are tired of wondering if every major moment will be interrupted by something dangerous. They want to see him win without bracing for the next emergency. That feeling matters because Kodak's core fan base has been through a lot with him. They supported him through legal trouble. They celebrated his releases. They defended him when critics dismissed him. They streamed the music, bought tickets, argued online, and kept his name alive even when the headlines were messy. These are not casual listeners. These are people emotionally invested in his survival. So when Tampa happened, A lot of fans reacted with worry first. Not judgment, worry. They saw an artist they have watched for years once again close to danger. And it felt painful because the story is too familiar. There is a difference between being entertained by drama and being afraid for someone's life. Rap media often turns chaos into content, but real fans understand there are human beings inside these headlines. Kodak is not just a trending topic. He is a father, a son, an artist, a man with people who love him, and a person whose choices and surroundings can affect thousands of others. That is why the Tampa incident hit harder than a normal viral moment. Fans came to hear music, not to run from fear. Parents came with kids. Friends came in groups. People spent money, drove hours, dressed up, and expected memories. Some left shaken, and that is the part nobody should ignore. When chaos enters a concert, it does not only affect the celebrity, it affects the crowd too. It affects people who may never look at live shows the same way again. For Kodak, protecting his future may also mean protecting the people who still show up for him. Because loyalty from fans is powerful, but it should never require them to feel unsafe, the pattern nobody can ignore. Tampa became more than one frightening night because it fit into a bigger question surrounding Kodak Black's career. Can he keep moving forward while the same kind of chaos keeps following him? That question is uncomfortable, but it is the center of the story. Kodak has survived things that could have ended other careers. Legal battles, public criticism, personal setbacks, industry doubts, and moments where people counted him out. Somehow, he always returns with another song, another viral moment, another wave of attention. That resilience is part of his legend. He bends, disappears, reappears, and reminds people why they listened in the first place. But resilience is not the same as freedom. Freedom would mean not having every comeback interrupted by fear. Freedom would mean the music could stand on its own without police reports surrounding the rollout. Freedom would mean fans could celebrate without wondering if something might go wrong. Freedom would mean Kodak could step into a new era and actually stay there. That is why "just getting started" feels so haunting after Tampa. The phrase was meant to sound hopeful, like a new chapter opening. But after the incident, it also sounds like Kodak is still stuck at the beginning of the same fight, still trying to separate the artist he wants to become from the world that keeps pulling him back. The next move matters. Not just musically, but personally and professionally. Kodak can keep releasing records. He can keep booking shows. He can keep proving he has a fan base. But if the environment around him does not change, the same questions will return. Promoters will ask them. Fans will ask them. Police will ask them. And eventually, Kodak himself will have to ask them too. Tampa did not erase his legacy. It did not erase his talent. It did not erase the love Florida has for him. But it did send a warning. A career can survive controversy. A human life is more fragile. And if Kodak truly is just getting started, the next chapter cannot look like the last one. The lesson behind the headlines. Kodak Black's Tampa incident is not just a story about one concert, one injury, or one night that spiraled into fear. It is a bigger lesson about what happens when fame grows faster than peace, when old environments keep touching new opportunities, and when an artist's life becomes a constant battle between survival and stability. For Kodak, the strategy moving forward has to be bigger than another album rollout. It has to be about rebuilding trust with fans, venues, promoters, security teams, and even the people closest to him. That does not mean becoming fake or abandoning where he came from. It means understanding that growth requires protection. Not just protection from enemies, but protection from chaos, bad timing, old habits, dangerous energy, and people who bring unnecessary risk into the room. The music industry often rewards drama because drama gets clicks. But real longevity does not come from being the headline every week. It comes from turning pain into wisdom, pressure into discipline, and attention into something controlled. Kodak already has the talent. He already has the voice. He already has the loyal fan base. What he needs now is a chapter where the conversation is not about police lights, panic, or another close call. It needs to be about music, maturity, business, and peace. There is also a lesson for fans. Loving an artist does not mean defending every situation blindly. Sometimes real support means wanting better for them, even when the truth is uncomfortable. It means praying they move smarter, surround themselves with calmer people, and choose spaces where success can grow without danger standing next to it. For young artists watching Kodak's journey, Tampa should be a warning. Street credibility might help you get attention, but peace is what helps you keep your life. The same energy that makes a story powerful can also become a trap if it is never controlled. The goal should never be to stay surrounded by danger just because danger helped create the music. The goal should be to survive long enough to tell a better story. Kodak Black still has time to write that better story. But the next chapter has to be different. Less chaos, more strategy, less reaction, more discipline, less fear around the people who came to support him. Because the real victory is not just making it out, it is staying out, staying alive, and helping others see a way forward without repeating the same pain. If you believe Kodak can turn this situation into a real wake-up call, press 1 inch the comments. If you think the pattern around him is too deep to ignore, press 2. Drop your city below. Tell us where you're watching from, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more deep rap news stories that go beyond the headline.